Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles the Band. So I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And we got a hilarious show for y'all today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ, man. So let's get into today's topic, y'all. So as you guys know, the trade deadline, probably by the time you see this show, the trade deadline would have passed, right? But one of the people we kept hearing about was Giannis Antetokounmpo being traded to the Golden State Warriors. And one of the people that we heard that got put on the trade block was Draymond Green, right? Draymond did a show about it, reacting to it. They were like, if Draymond goes to Milwaukee, he's not going to stay in Milwaukee. Then Draymond is talking about he wants to play with LeBron James and all of these different things, right? But, you know, Draymond was the guy that was supposed to get traded. By the way, last night, he ended up not getting traded. Giannis didn't work out for the Warriors because the Milwaukee Bucks turned down the package that they presented to them. Instead, they traded away Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield, and they got back Kristaps Porzingis. So Draymond seems to be safe. But prior to all of that, they were talking about this on ESPN First Take with Chris Mad Dog Russo and Stephen A. Smith. And I'm just assuming that they were probably on the road preparing for the Super Bowl against the Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Jeez, shows you how much of a football guy I am. So they were on the road, right, talking about it. And then anyway, they started to talk about Draymond Green. And it's Stephen A. Smith is talking about Draymond Green. You could literally see Stephen A. Smith stop short of calling Draymond Green a bum on live TV. And Chris Mad Dog was just sitting there like pretty much cracking up with it because essentially that's what he was calling him. Because he was essentially saying, bro, you're going to be nothing without Stephen Curry, bro. You're going to be nothing without him. So these are the comments that we want to get into. Before we even get into what Stephen A. Smith had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week I'm really looking forward to some of these upcoming games. This week I'm picking Stephen Curry for more than 29 points. I'm picking Kevin Durant for more than 27 points. I'm picking Giannis Antetokounmpo for more than 12 rebounds. And I'm picking Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, excellent. So what we want to do is we're going to play the sound for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this here.
I think a lot of people want to know, like, how I feel about it. Like, am I upset about it? Or, like, I'm not at all. Like, you know, I don't. If that's what's best for this organization, that's what's best for the organization. You know, I'm not, like, oh, man, they me over or something like that. Like, I don't really feel that way. Like, I've been here for 13 and a half years. I don't know that it ends at 13 and a half, but if it does, what a run it's been. I'll take the fine for it. What a run it's been. So that's just how I feel.
I appreciate this from Draymond. A little positivity. That was my first time hearing that sound. I thought it was very good. That was Draymond last night, obviously responding to trade rumors that maybe his time with Golden State is done after a nearly 14-year career there. Would it be a mistake to trade Draymond Green away from the Warriors?
At this point, no. Because if you could keep him while getting Giannis, you don't move him. If Jimmy Butler was still healthy, you keep him. But because that's not the case and you're not going anywhere and you'd have to utilize him in a trade in order to get somebody of a Giannis Antetokounmpo, you make that deal. I will tell you, Draymond won't spend a minute in Milwaukee. He ain't trying to be there. And I read this stat off to Doggy, so America needs to know this. Do you know that approximately 85% of Draymond Green's career assists have gone to Steph Curry, including over 600 three-pointers? So guess what? You ain't running into no shooter like Steph Curry. Matter of fact, I wouldn't blame Draymond if he got traded, if he retired. I wouldn't blame him. I'm not. That's hyperbole. I understand because I'm not expecting that, but I'm just saying that's how much Steph Curry is meant to him.
Fantastic. So you heard what they had to say. Now, before we even get into what Stephen A. Smith had to say, his comments, let's look at Draymond's numbers this year, man. So Draymond, another triple single, man. He's averaging 8.6 points, 4 points per game, on 32% three-point shooting, 41% field goal shooting, 70% for the free throw line, getting you 5.7 rebounds, 5.2 assists per game, and 0.7 blocks. Draymond Green hasn't averaged double digits in points since 2017, bro. That was the last time Draymond Green averaged over 10 points per game. So obviously Draymond is not a scorer, but let's just keep it real for a second here. Draymond, yes, he's a great defender, great glue guy, great team guy or whatever it is, although he's, the fact is, man, you got lucky playing with Stephen Curry, bro. These are the facts. You lucked up when you had an opportunity for Stephen Curry to be your teammate. These are the facts, bro. You're playing with the greatest shooter in NBA history, one of the best ball handlers in NBA history, one of the most famous basketball players in NBA history, and might I remind you, Stephen Curry had the number one jersey sale last year. Stephen Curry was the number one. And if all of his peers from his age range, let's say, Curry was a starter. LeBron James wasn't a starter in an all-star game. Kevin Durant wasn't a starter in an all-star game. Stephen Curry was. And what Stephen A. Smith was saying was that if these are your numbers playing with Steph, what do you expect Draymond's numbers to be without Steph? We all knew what it was going to be. Even I think Draymond knows that. That's the reason why you saw when Draymond was having a back and forth with Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin was like, I can name, I think he said, 30 or 50 players at your position that are better than you in the sport. We all know this. Draymond is going to go into the Hall of Fame because he played with Stephen Curry. He played with Kevin Durant, and he got to play with Klay Thompson. This is a fact. This is, if Draymond did not play with Steph and you asked him to be a number 2 guy on the team, is Draymond Green a Hall of Fame player? Now, he was good when he started. Even that game in Game 7 in the NBA Finals against Cleveland, he had like a 40-point game, and he could have probably won the MVP in that game had they won that game with that performance he had in Game 7. But let's just be real here. Look at Draymond's numbers over the last, as I said, he hasn't averaged double digits in how many seasons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And that's playing with Steph and all of the attention that he garners for himself. Right? But trust me, now that the trade went down, Draymond is still there. I think Draymond Green is relieved to be with Stephen, to still be teammates with Stephen Curry. He's a once in a lifetime generational player, man. A once in a lifetime guy. And this guy just so happens to be your teammate. So Stephen A. Smith wasn't saying anything else that everybody else thinks. What Stephen A. was saying is the same thing everybody else thinks about Draymond and his relationship with Steph in terms of a basketball player. We all know that, right? So these are my thoughts, man. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.